Hey everybody, I'm John. I collect cards. It's Tuesday, November 21st. Hope you're doing well. We're 2 days from Thanksgiving. In this video, I'm going to share a couple more pickups from my 1978 Topps Hall of Fame run. Um, the deals or opportunities to pick up new cards for that goal keep coming. Trying to strike while I can. And I'm also going to turn the phone around and share a few other cards that I've gotten in the last few days. Some good mail days. So stick around. All right. So the cards you see in front of you are not new pickups. I thought I would sort of, stage the occasion with some the 1978 card of Rich Gossage, Goose Gossage, as well as Jim Rice, and an autograph from each player. The reason I'm doing that in this video is I wanted to mention and share, if you haven't seen it already, on YouTube that just came out about 9 days ago, I think it was. It is the 2018 Sports Illustrated produced documentary called 14 Back. And it's all about the Yankees and Red Sox, 1978. And if you watch my channel, which I thank you for, I do talk a bit about that year, quite a bit. It's, I use the wax pack from that year as my channel logo for the time being anyway. But that was a documentary that I had not seen before. And I think from what I could tell in comments, because there was a trailer that was out for it that was on YouTube, a couple of minutes long, that was out maybe a couple years back as well. And people were in the comments are wondering, oh, how do I get to see this? Where can I find it? And I guess you could have counted me in as one of those people. But then lo and behold, just in my YouTube feed 9-10 days ago, the full 2 hour and 2 minute documentary has been posted. So if you've not seen 14 Back, again, it's produced by Sports Illustrated when Time Inc. was still owning Sports Illustrated. It is well done, and it's got a very interesting choice of narrator. It's Ray Romano from Everybody Loves Raymond back in the 90s, that sitcom. He does a pretty good job narrating it, actually, but it's really well done. And they talk with, gosh, how many, I don't know, about a half dozen to 8-9 players from both the Yankees and the Red Sox who are featured in this documentary. Everyone from Gossage and Rice to Bucky Dent, of course, Willie Randolph, Roy White, Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella plays a big role in that playoff game, the AL East deciding playoff game that year. And on the Red Sox, there are a few other Sparky Lyles in there as well, Greg Nettles. So a lot of people. And then on the Boston side, you've got Rice, you've got Jerry Remy, you've got Carlton Fisk, Bill Lee, Mike Torres, Dennis Eckersley. I mean, it's Fred Lynn, if I didn't say him already, Rick Burleson. So it's a really good, I mean, just about, the vast majority, or the majority of the players, so to speak, in terms of almost like stage players from that drama are represented in that documentary and give great voice to it. Also, a number, as you might expect, a number of sports writers and columnists are featured as well. From Boston's probably have a little better and more national known representation. You got Bob Ryan, Dan Shaughnessy, and Mike Barnacle's in there as well, who's more of a general columnist, or was back in the day. I don't think just sports. And then there's several New York sports writers as well who are represented. So it's just a really cool documentary. It's really well done, like I said. If you have, if you want to devote 2 hours either in one sitting or spread it across, I encourage you to do so. So it's if you have time over Thanksgiving and you kind of want to, it's an immersion, so it's pretty cool in that regard. You feel like you're really in the midst of what was going on, and it's kind of in some ways cool to revisit it, because even as much as I know what transpired, I still kind of heard some new things that I had never heard before or even seen before. in terms of some footage and stuff. So really good stuff. So I will share a link to that, by the way, in the description of this video. So with that, let me share here now what I've gotten in the mail the last few days. As I teased at the beginning, which, now I'm almost 5 minutes in. Picked up a nice 2 cards I'm going to show from my 78 Hall of Fame run, in addition to Gossage and Rice, that I just got last week. First one here is card number 100 in the set. It's a pretty important buy, I'd say, in this quest. It's George Brett from the Royals in an 8. This is one of my favorite cards in this set. And as much as George Brett was known as a Yankee killer, he had so many big hits against them. So in that sense, I always sort of, I mean, as a 6-7-year-old, you don't really tip your hat. You're like, oh God, he's coming up again. But you tip your hat to the guy. The guy was fantastic on the big stage, and just a great player overall. So this was a cool card to get, and I really wanted to get Brett in an 8 for this goal. I didn't want to settle for the 7 for him because of kind of how I just described him in terms of how I have seen him, or kind of like almost revered him as a villain in a sense, as part of my Yankee fandom growing up. So in that sense, I wanted to get him in an 8, and the fact that it's a new slab too is pretty cool. I got this for $45, which is pretty much on the VCP average for this. We'll see if I actually get around to doing a screenshot of the VCP prices for Brett in a PSA 8 and post it right here on this video. I might not get around to it. But it's right around average, actually maybe a little below. And so yeah, got this really cool card. I really love the shield for how they did the All-Stars that year too. So just a real cool card. I'll move these 2 autographs out of the way. This is a Goose Gossage 2020 Allen Ginter that I got through the mail, actually, which is really cool. The hot box silver foil variation. And then this Jim Rice was from 2021, I believe. Topps Tribute? Yeah. Numbered to 199. I just picked this up as a regular eBay buy. Just a really nice photo and autograph there. We'll put Mr. Brett up here. And we'll put him next to the Goose because he had some big home runs off Goose Gossage, including the one in the Pine Tar game in the 80s. The other big pickup I had, sometimes when I make a bigger pickup for this goal, I am trying to offset it by maybe finding a good deal on another card. So maybe I go for a 7. But if I can make it a really nice 7, I don't mind doing that at all. And I think that's the case for this one, for Rod Carew. Another photo where they're facing left. There's a few shots like this in the set that I think are really cool. They kind of stand out. Like, I know he's not a Hall of Famer, but Bobby Bonds' photo, I think it's card 150 in the set. He's facing right, so it's sort of like just a profile. Like, they have some interesting profile shots in 78 Topps, and this is another one. This is probably in my top 5. Both of these are probably in my top 10 for sure, maybe even top 5 of just photos in the set. I think they both look fantastic. So I got Carew in a 7, and I got it for all of $11.50. So I thought that was a pretty nice deal there. So wanted to share those 2 pickups. And here are a few other cards that have come in recent days. Just today, I picked up 3. I've been waiting for them for almost 2 weeks, but they did come in by eBay standard envelope finally. And they are, in still pretty good condition, as I was hoping they would be. Occasionally, I still like to buy raw singles of vintage if, someone's offering them at a pretty good deal and no one seems to be bidding on them or anything. So I picked up this 1960 Cincy Clouders of Gus Bell, Frank Robinson, and Lynch, whose first name I'm not familiar with. What might it be? Jerry Lynch. There we go. I've heard the name now. Couldn't recall it, though. Picked this up for all of $1.50. So I think for $1.50, yeah, sure. I'd love to add that to my collection. So I picked that up. Picked up this 1966 Earl Batty, great Twins catcher from the 60s when they were, had some really competitive teams and a pennant winner in 65. I just think that's a really nice card, and it's a card like I had not really sought out or even seen before. I was probably just searching for just vintage cards or Topps 1960s or something, and it just came up in a feed, and this was all from the same seller. Picked this one up for, I think it was $275 was the bid on this one, and these were all auctions. I got this for $1.50. Frank Robinson on the card. $2.50 for that one, I believe, and then the last one I picked up was this 1968 checklist with Carly Yastrzemski on there, which is a pretty cool one. I think I paid $3 for this one, maybe like $3.02 or something. I checked the prices right before I pressed record here, but I picked up these three that just arrived today. Just cool ones to have. So thought I'd share those. And then I also picked up yesterday in the mail, got 4 TTM autographs through the mail autos. 4 of them came back yesterday. That's happened once before. And so, they just kind of lumped up, I guess, at the post office. And that's always a good day when you get 4 of them back, or even 1. But here's who I got. I got, for $5, Stormin Gorman Thomas, 1976 Topps. 3 of these are from 1976 Topps because it's my go-to for autos. I just think the autographs look great on them, I think. I did get his business card with another signature on it that I put away. Actually, I don't have it out here, but it's got his his Stormin Gorman sauce promo on it, which sounds pretty good, actually. Apparently it's like a mustard-based barbecue sauce that tastes good on everything. Got him. And we got also from 76 Richie Zisk. He was $5 as well. Came back pretty quick. Both of these came back fairly quick, and then within 2 weeks. Also, Doug Rao, pitcher on the Dodgers. I believe he was a freebie. So thank you, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Zisk, and Mr. Rao. And then the last one I got is interesting because, funny enough, I mentioned in my last video when I shared my Royce Lewis autograph that I got through the mail, which was, again, just a shocker that came in as quickly as it did, and it just looked great. I had mentioned that I sent out 6 or 7 current player cards at the beginning of the season or March, spring training. I hadn't gotten any back. Wouldn't you know it, one of the 4 I got back yesterday was from one of those players, and I forgot who they were. I had to look them up after this came back to see who else I had sent to. But I got one from Jack Sawinski of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Very nice signature there, so thank you, Jack Sawinski, for that on his rookie card from 2022 Topps Update. So very cool. And he had a pretty good season. I mean, his batting average has got to get up to snuff a little bit in the 220s, but he had 25, 26 home runs, so he's a fixture. So good luck to Jack next season. Thank you again for that. So those are the cards I've gotten in, just the recent days. And I wanted to share one last little thing that came in the mail about 2 weeks ago. My brother sent me, by total surprise, and I'll bookend it here because it has to do with 1978 Yankees. He found this, I guess, on eBay, and just out of the blue, sent me this really cool Yankees yearbook from 1978. So this would have been at the ballpark. My first ball game was in 1978 at Yankee Stadium. I don't remember seeing this, unsurprisingly, given I was just blown away by seeing green grass and bright lights and, upper deck that looked like, Mount Everest kind of a thing from where I was sitting at the stadium that night. That's kind of more of my memories, or ball players kind of, warming up in the on-deck circle. But just a very cool little yearbook. Let me actually take these off now at this point because we're about to wrap this up. I'll just sort of pile them up here for now. Just one thing I wanted to show in here is that it actually has a quote-unquote baseball card 6-page pull-out section. It's in very, loved condition, so to speak. But it's really nice overall. So again, thank you, Frank, for surprising me and sending this on. This is awesome. But check this out. It's got these cards that are, they're not perforated or anything like that, but it just got players and shots from the 77 season. Just really cool. Really cool. That it's, still bound into the book too, so it's like a thicker paper stock than the rest of the book, than the rest of this yearbook. So Cool stuff. So thank you, Frank, for that. And then he sent me, well, here's the back ad if you want to see the back page ad for a Magnavox TV. Look at that. There's a time capsule for you right there. And then the last thing he sent me also in the same mailer was like a season ticket promotion piece for the Yankees season in '78. And it opens up. Look at the prices for a season box. How cool is that? Sounds like a pretty good deal now. But if you open it up, what you get on here? Now this is the Yankee Stadium I remember. Yankee Stadium 2, so to speak. That's my ballpark. Well, I wasn't there at the parade, but yep, many fun days and nights at that place. And now it's it's part of a public park. I have not ever been to the current Yankee Stadium, and I got to make my way there at some point. It's been how many years now since I just don't get to New York that often anymore. And often when I'm there, it's not during the baseball season. So it just kind of, but and this also has some more pictures here. It's got like a perforated mailer still with a schedule in it that's still attached to it. So it's pretty cool. So just want to share one last little thing there. There's the old seating chart. Good stuff there. So that'll do it for the vid. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm going to try to actually have one. I have a sort of a Thanksgiving themed or kind of giving thanks themed video that I'm percolating in my head that I'm going to try to record tomorrow and post sometime Thursday morning or something. So with that, take care. Until the next one.